I was actually talking to you guys earlier in the break room about how we would consider this game to be one of those where like it could go that like ultra distance where we get to set 5.5 every single set all the way to every single game, potentially game 3, and it could just go the absolute distance, or somebody could just get absolutely rolled over. I think the volatility of these two teams is not to be is something that we're going to need to be paying attention to as they go forward here. But I will say, in terms of these compositions that have been picked, I very much favor Calm here with the Aimee and Juliet just having so much KO pressure, and the Atlas to deny the presence of the Kazan and the Now. I think Calm's going to have a nice early go at it, but we'll see how things go as the Awakenings start to come online.
Yeah, see now almost dying there already, even with the health. Does have the ultimate now to be able to use it to save herself, but you didn't mean that. Kazan is very low with really nothing to help out there. If the damage is kept up, and there's going to be a bit of a problem. But so far, the core is just going back and forth here. One barrier is still standing here for the Cosmic Calamities. The Glitch Pop is really nice, but Barrage is better. And we have the Expanse as well. That's going to be first blood over to Cardbox there. Great kill, even using the core flip on that. And pass up to Cardbox over to THREEZY. Can he sink this in? The Giga Blast denies the play.
Best deny, but the power play is still going strong, and with the dash punch there, the flip has to come out for, unfortunately I have names off, Ron P. There we go, Ron P. And so the offense kind of stuffed there, and Cosmic Calamity is not able to take advantage of the power play, despite having that early one to give them a lot of pressure on Ron P's Kai. But the defense and the teamwork between Zaxmac and Ron P is just really working out for them at the moment. But they have to stave off Zaxmac dying, and enough flip coming out from THREEZY and right into the top corner. No reaction time necessary. Put it right past him. 1-0.
Yeah, big problem there with team play is you can't really team play if your team is dead, and that is what Cosmic Calamities are looking to do here. Don't need to worry about any passing or any clearing. Just knock them off the map and then do what you can. The turret is really nice from the Aimee, sets up the play, but it's defended really well. Zaxmac holding on to it for a little while longer, and even getting a barrier off the back half of the play. Now we have them favored, Modern Magic, in the play with one barrier advantage here. One still standing, though, and of course it is still first barrier kind of free, second barrier is a little harder to get. Ooh, good dash punch from THREEZY, but doesn't find the core control or the kill. Just a bit of a stun, bit of a tie-up, and does get the barrier in the end. Cardbox passing down at the bottom, but Carmine just so good on that Kazan, able to keep control of the core throughout that play. The expanse from Natty is good, gets the core forward, but it's intercepted time and time again by Zaxmac, and THREEZY just can't get it through into this barrier.
But able to take it through the center, using the speed and using the fact that now had used all of their cooldowns, but a quick strike ward catches Natty off guard and loses the second barrier here. But with two flips, I think the defense is fine, and THREEZY makes the conversion happen on the barrier. But now everyone has flips waiting on these double open goals, and we'll see which team could try and make the most of this. And I say that, and there is, wow, my name's being off is killing me. Carmine able to find the strike off that primary into the top corner. I don't even think Natty was expecting that, and just what looked like a savable goal turned into almost a free goal for Modern Magic there.
Yeah, and it's a big thing. If you don't have to invest as many resources, or if you just don't invest the resources you have, it can really tip the scales of the play, and means you have either more or less in that next point. We see one barrier being taken here, almost two. THREEZY setting up that double really nicely with the core flip, preventing any sort of possible defense. The turret as well putting so much pressure. Zaxmac having to take so much damage to get the play, and THREEZY's going to send it right in. No kills, but he'll take the goal.
The Aimee turret there was just really well set up. It was just barely bleeding over the corner, so even if you hit it into the corner, the turret runs the risk of hitting it in, so you have to use... Ron P was forced to use the cooldown, and then all Cardbox and Natty had to do is just wait it out. Natty coming up with the primary backup, and THREEZY with the Juliet ult. Pretty much a guaranteed goal, and this offense from Cosmic Calamities is looking nigh unstoppable right now.
Great back pass from Zaxmac, though, sets up a little bit more time. Barrage gets it through to Carmine, and strike shot misses from Natty. The core flip is used forward. Cardbox has the opportunity with the glitch pop, not going to do it. The cyber swipe, not enough either. Natty playing a little far forward with the astral projection as well, trying to keep it on the other side of the field, but Modern Magic is going to clear it. Not quite past THREEZY there. Good defense, but not quite enough. Carmine dribbling along the bottom here, dodging that Aimee aggression as well. Cardbox getting up to Natty. THREEZY trying to dribble across the top, gets hit by the Now arrow. Glitch pop hits the Now, but doesn't get the kill. Cardbox and Kazan dueling on the bottom there. THREEZY trying to get an angle to just be open, but it's intercepted by Zaxmac time and time again. Carmine on the bottom here trying to get it into this barrier, and Natty's just been holding on to this for so long. The strike shot from Ron is nice. Gonna have to use the core flip here soon. The flurry comes out from the Juliet. The core flip not necessary there. Great clear by Ron through that. Natty going for a little bit of an angle here with the expansion. THREEZY trying to get the punch through. The core flip doubled up, unfortunately, for Modern Magic. A bit of a waste there. But they do get the clear, so it's worth it in the end. But that's 2 core flips on the side of Cosmic Calamities. They're trying to get some done. Core flip from Aimee into the goal, into the core flip from THREEZY. Really well played.
That almost felt inevitable there. Once they used a double core flip in the top corner, it was just a matter of Cardbox finally grabbing a hold of it and just using the core flip pass into a core flip. Nigh guaranteed at this level of play to use double core flip into an open net. Nearly impossible to deal with. But we'll see how this draft goes, because Spark is available, but so is Super Surge for the Aimee. And since, yeah. Okay, so that, yeah, my bad. Ron P taking Spark of Focus there to deny the Juliet, but the Juliet still gets Catalyst. But Kazan kind of has pick of the litter here with Perfect Form, Stagger Swagger, Rapid Fire, whatever they want. Able to pick up the Stagger Swagger now, and so with Stagger Swagger and Spark having that speed available to this Kazan is going to be a pretty heavy hitter now on the front line. But with Aimee getting the Super Surge, the damage is going to come through even more for the side of Cosmic Calamities. We'll see if Modern Magic's able to deal with this pressure that Cardbox has been putting on with this Aimee being present everywhere and the damage, or if they're going to collapse under it all.
That great Cyber Swipe as well. Ron P playing a little too far forward there. The barrage does get kind of a clear, but not enough. The Giga, though, great. Able to pass back to himself and get the clear in the end. Carmine putting a lot of pressure here, but the Astral Projection gets it right through him in the end. The dash hook also not enough there. So much damage onto Zaxmac. Will have to heal eventually. That's the barrier going down. Enough time was bought by now there. Enough abilities were sunk into the now. Great defense as well. Ron P countering the flip with just a strike there. Has the core flip of his own. Is going to stun up THREEZY and get it through. But the turret from Aimee is really nice. Cardbox able to buy a little bit more time, but the core just stabilizing in this midfield. Neither team can really get that overwhelming momentum to push it through all the way across. It's an absolute slog to get it across this field.
Wow. Carmine there with the mix-up onto Natty. Natty forced to use the flip after the mix-up, and now it's in the hands of Carmine again, looking to try and make something work here. Not a lot of cooldowns to work with. The cooldown's finally coming up, but the core not in his hands. Not able to make this conversion, and now Atlas is in the safest possible position with tons of cooldowns against a Kazan that doesn't have any. Cooldown's coming back up now, but Kazan's not able to, or Carmine not able to make that work. The mix-up attempt, but kind of get stuffed by the patience of Natty. The defense of Cardbox and Natty is proving to be a little too much for just the Kazan, and we'll see if Zaxmac can get in and try and make this offense even more pressure, have more pressure, or if they're going to fall apart. And unfortunately, speaking of falling apart, off the barrier, off the top, nobody gets the strike. Natty misses the strike shot, and it just goes in for Modern Magic.
And on top of that, THREEZY and Cardbox both had the core flip there. Either one could have used it, but they just had too much trust in their teammates. And normally I say trust is a great thing, but sometimes it backfires like that. And that's a barrier going down here. Modern Magic getting the first barrier of this point after the first goal of the set there. So they're taking a little bit of a lead here, not looking to get swept out of the game even after Cosmic Calamities take that first point. The turret is going to secure that first barrier. The strike shot dribble is really nice from Naughty Pass up to Cardbox. Good corner aggression here from Modern Magic, but they're not quite perfect on the core flip. And a waste from Natty, and not perfect there. THREEZY has the core flip here. Going to use the flurry there, force out the core flip from now, and now it is just the one core flip advantage on the field here on THREEZY's hands. We're going to see how he's able to use it if he gets the core in the end, but it's intercepted again. Great proximity drone from Zaxmac.
Yeah, the turret usage from Cardbox has been really keeping up this pressure against Modern Magic, but also THREEZY is just able to find these positions with the punches, with the dashes, and make the offense happen. But I will say, Ron P is proving why this guy plays a lot of Kai, and he saved, I think, 4 or 5 different attempts with just a single Giga Blast, and right there mixing up Natty again off the secondary, the Expanse. Not quite enough, not quite expanding fast enough despite the Monumentalist, and it goes right past, and now they're up 2 on the set because of that mistake earlier from Cosmic Calamities.
Yeah, a bit uncharacteristic there, but sometimes the stress gets to the players, and they could always just say it's a warm-up game, for first game of the day, let it go over. Of course, they don't want to do that, but, you know, I'm sure their spirits will still be high after this. But one barrier going down again, and we see Modern Magic really taking a lot of these early leads really well here. Core flip comes out in a really creative angle there into the self-pass. Really well done from Karma with the core flip into the goal, and that's a 3-0 sweep for the Modern Magic.
This night market angling, simple geometry, just hit it off the corner and it'll go the right way, Smile. Hitting it off the corner into the corner of the barrier, throwing Natty completely off, and then just a perfect space into the center with the core flip from Zaxmac. Pretty much a guaranteed goal against Atlas, even with the Monumentalist, but though I don't think Expanse had come off. And now rewarded is Kazan with the second spark. Getting the health spark, Spark of Resilience, means he'll be both tanky and fast. And the Now gets Fighter Flight. Their team is about to be flying. Though THREEZY does get stacks on stacks, and the Timeless Creator deny from Ron P on the hater arc. But Aimee does get some size on Built Different, which is incredible for her. And Atlas opting to go with the Castellast for just a bit longer duration on those expanses to make that I win button even better.
Yeah, also farms up more energy out of the ultimate there. That Monu just hits more people for longer now, just so much energy farm. Glitch Pop self-pass from Cardbox, and not enough to get the barrier. The mix-up not perfect. Down projection misses the core as well. Pass down to Cardbox, though, gets it through Carmine with a Zentaro laugh from him there. He is in high spirits still. A dash punch from THREEZY gets a kill, and that is the beginning for the Cosmic Calamities. That's what they want to hit. The core flip as well with the Cyber Swipe. So much aggression going in here, so much invested, though. If this doesn't pull through and now respawns in 3 seconds, this could be it for the Cosmic Calamities.
Could be it, but Ron P finding the strike, and after using both abilities, and Cardbox not able to find the Cyber Swipe, means this offense has officially collapsed, and now it's Modern Magic's turn to try and make something work here. The flip used for the defense for Natty, but it's still on his side of the field, and they are still maintaining possession. Oh, Carmine misses the strike and it goes back forward, but with Ron P's defense, it goes back onto the side of Cosmic Calamities, and a lot of the times Ron P is just getting rewarded by proper use of Strike Shot against this Aimee, and it's just working out. A hand over fist, really. Oh, but the dash punch into... Dash punch gets the Kai, and THREEZY just is basically handed a free goal on a silver platter.
Yeah, I mean, Ron just pushed up a little bit too far. It's been a little while since he got killed and, you know, didn't have any eject button to teleport back because he got that Strike Shot, which has been paying dividends, as you were saying, but... You know, he's not tanky and he's not fast in comparison, so he really did just get caught out there by THREEZY with nothing to show for it. The swipe as well is really nice. Cardbox going forward. Core flip out as Zaxmac countered. Great strike timing by Cardbox. The glitch pop a little bit too high on that angle, unfortunately. Doesn't get the barrier. The dash punch core flip combo from THREEZY gets another kill, and Cosmic Calamities really is just starting to scale here. Gets the barrier as well. Cardbox has the core flip in the midfield. Uses the cyber swipe and gets a kill with it. Really well done there. The now arrow in his 1v3. Kazan is back. Natty loses the barrier though, just playing a little bit too far forward. THREEZY goes for a really creative angle off the top, the self dribble into the Cardbox. Core flip stun onto the now goal.
Yeah, and speaking of fast, this Juliet has finally got the... THREEZY's finally got the stacks online on an already pretty fast brawler character, so both brawlers right now are just absolutely zooming. 521 speed on the Kazan and 591 speed on the Juliet means it's going to be very difficult to even cross clear now. And look at this, THREEZY's just in position whenever he wants to be for a dash punch, and you're forced to respect Juliet's space and influence even more. Regardless of the character not even having that much power right now. But a double barrier from Zaxmac means their offense is still on the prowl, looking for this goal to try and keep them in the set here.
Core flips on 2 members of the Cosmic Calamities, though. Has the ultimate, does THREEZY. Now arrow is an interruption, but the punch is really nice just to get it through that final one to get the barrier, but it's still just 1 barrier. Back pass is really nice. Carmine almost getting killed with the now arrow. Nicely timed by Zaxmac, finds the opportunity, and Natty as well whiffing the core flip there was just a little bit too far away.
That almost felt like a miscommunication, AJ, because it looked like Cardbox was covering the bottom and then blinked up to try and stop Carmine's attempt to maintain control over the core, but Carmine won the interaction, sent it down to Zaxmac, and Natty just not really expecting the abandonment of post means that he's just not in position to make the save, even with the flip. So just a little uncharacteristic of them. I think if we're gonna see more of this game's gonna come down to who makes the least amount of mistakes. It seems like.
Yeah, and there we go. Kazan Carmine making really good use of that extra little range on Kazan's closed form strike there. Just poking it through into the goal. They're bringing it up exactly tied, 2-2, 1 set to 1 set. Strike shot from Kai to start things off. Dash punch from the THREEZY misses. Cyber swipe as well. Gets a lot of damage onto Kai, but he's fine. He's in the back line. One barrier goes down. It's still just the first one for now, but that is not a great way to start from the Cosmic Calamities. ZachSmack winning these strike wars in the middle of Carmine as well with really creative angles there. Gets a dribble as well. Natty not able to get the defense there. Does pass it down. ZachSmack in the bottom here with the arrow dribble there. The core flip is really nice. Kill from THREEZY. This is it for the Cosmic Calamities. They have the open goal, but there are 2 barriers to still get through on the other side. They have the power play. Can they do something with the core flip? Was really nice, but Cardbox is keeping on the other side of the field. Gets the barrier. Now is respawning right now. They've evened things up. THREEZY misses the strike on the strike where the strike shot from Atlas is really nice, though Cardbox almost gets taken off the edge, but is still alive for now. Natty, of course, has the core flip on the back end of this. Good prop dash punch. Really good combination there. Both forwards adding into that combo just to absolutely throw the goalie for a loop.
And surprisingly, I think the cyber swipe was actually the deciding factor there. It did not allow Ron P the time to think about an evade clear or a reposition away from the dash punch to try and swipe it out of the dash. And so forcing Ron P into a basically do or die position with the cyber swipe nigh guarantees the dash punch. And look at this, rewarded yet again. This Juliet has Catalyst, Egoist, stacks on stacks. The solo queue god build is going to be just flying around this map, either getting KOs or just getting goals with the flips. But triple spark Kazan is just as scary on the other side. These brawlers are eating very well in these drafts right now.
Yeah, but that is the limit of sparks here on that Kazan. Of course, the other one was picked up. Spark of focus on Ron P. 2 barriers, though, going down. Cardbox nearly going down as well. 1 barrier taken there, just barely not. The second there as well. The dash, or the punch, rather, was countered by this defense from Ron P and ZachSmack. Giga Blast suns up THREEZY, gets a strike shot as well, but doesn't get it past THREEZY. Astral Projection as well hits into Carmine there. They're trying to get it through, but Cosmic Calamities can't get it through Carmine.
A difficult situation to be in against a Kazan who has all the cooldowns available. Gets the strike away from Cardbox into the corner, and even if you pass to your midfielder has to be in the perfect spot to block the pop-up from Kazan there. The closed into open special after the dash. But dash punch, speaking of dash punch, Juliet is a dash punch monster, but Aimee has 1-2 punch super surge right now. This Aimee is super scary from virtually anywhere, any space on the map if Cardbox decides to use both cooldowns for it. So Carmine and ZachSmack have to really pay attention to positioning here to make sure they're not just going to get caught out by random KOs.
Yeah, and one of the other things, though, is that, you know, Aimee does have to invest that, so they're trying to find those opportunities where there are the cooldowns. Oh, the proximity drone bounces it up into the wall there. ZachSmack not able to get the perfect defense there. Natty from downtown with the core flip gets it. But just great play all around from both teams here. But slight mistakes like that really do end up costing you so much in a game this close.
And that was off a very good offense that Modern Magic had there. Yes, the defense ended up holding with Cosmic. Look at that dash punch flip. I mean, how do you survive that? But the defense from Cosmic Calamities proved to be just a little too much, despite them being in quite a good scenario to take that other barrier there towards the end. And just one mistake cost them the barrier there. But with these KOs constantly coming out, THREEZY has the Egoist now right in front of the net. Almost no chance without any sort of cooldown, and Ron P not having the cooldowns available to him, despite having the Spark of Focus, means that, I mean, this Egoist is just paying dividends. Look at that, just after a goal, already over 1/3 energy, probably around 32, 36 energy already going into this next point, going to have a flip by the time these barriers go down and set up for this match point they're on. And potentially just taking a pretty quick set, and there's the KO. Look at this damage that's coming out. Not even damage, just straight knockback.
Yeah, and this is the kind of thing that we've come to expect from THREEZY on that brawler. Just a lot of speed and a lot of aggression somehow even still. Of course, you know, THREEZY, the Space Glide X, now the Space Glide Juliet. So much speed, but still, I mean, finding so many kills in so many unlikely places, but it is Night Market, sort of Juliet's home. 1 barrier for 1 barrier has been traded thus far in the point, but it is 1 goal left if Cosmic Calamities wants to win this game.
One goal indeed, and right now it is the midfield battle of a lifetime. That core stayed in that center spot for so long that it almost seems like Natty got bored there and unfortunately lost it. But the dash punch return gets the barrier there. No flips for either side, but open nets for both sides as well. And the scoring potential is arguably higher against the Atlas than it is against the Kai, but we'll see. This core speed is insane right now, and now actually finds it. Zaxmack on the now finds the shot into the top corner. No expanse available, no primary available, and strike shot likely also on cooldown after those strikes, and not able to make it. And now we're tied on this set. Big, big point here for Modern Magic to try and stay in. Or will Cosmic Calamities get this last point to secure them the first game?
Yeah, the core's just going so fast that even with the core flip available, you go for the strike because you think you can make it, but you don't have time to correct that mistake. And yeah, Natty using the Cosmic Expanse there really nicely. Glitch Pop as well puts so much damage onto Zaxmack here. Might have to use a lot just to stay alive, but is going to run away, is going to be able to heal up a little bit. THREEZY as well has that core flip, is looking for something on this. Glitch Pop gets damage, resets that stagger timer on Zaxmack. Unfortunate angle from Ron P, but does save one barrier instead of getting doubled at the very least there. Cardbox almost getting hit by the Kazan, but not quite. The Glitch Pop missing as well. Zaxmack going for the Glitch Pop for the dash punch from THREEZY, not landing on the kill or the core. But a lot of flips available on the field here. We're about to see things explode as soon as one of these barriers go down. Natty using it defensively to save the barrier from that Kazan. Zaxmack using the core flip countered by Cardbox as well. The strike shot from downtown and Glitch Pop into the turret, and THREEZY strike as well. The punch backwards, actually a bit of a back pass there, and stunning up now, and that's going to be the cyber swipe from downtown. Cardbox getting the final goal for the Cosmic Calamities. And much like their acronym there, they have stayed calm throughout this game, just clinically dismantling so many of these plays.
And kudos to Cardbox there. That, I believe that was the first time that they tried to actually catch a pass with Cyber Swipe and or Glitch Pop. And so Ron P basically, in an essence, being conditioned over the entirety of the game for the very final point where Cardbox knows the pass is coming, intercepts it with the Cyber Swipe, and secures them the first game. Just really well played from Cardbox there, I think. And it kind of shows in the statistics, right? Cardbox has the 237 redirects, though Ron P and Zaxmack have, like, Modern Magic has a higher total in terms of redirects, but that also could show how much defense that they had to put up against Cardbox and threezybreezy. And THREEZY with the just crazy solo queue god build, able to just take advantage of the sheer energy consumption and acquisition to secure KOs, secure barrier, secure goals, and then on the back of Cardbox being able to win a number of midfield interactions and procure the rock or even score themselves, able to take this win over Modern Magic here. The teamwork showing up quite well for Cosmic Calamities, and we'll see if Modern Magic can get into this game too, going to Oni Village, if they can try and take that a step further. They won't have to worry about KOs as much necessarily because of Oni Village's nature, but the teamwork from Cosmic Calamities is nothing to shun at or to scoff at. So we'll see which team can try and make this midfield goalie relationship work more on Oni Village as opposed to the midfield forward relationship on Night Market.
Yeah, and if it does come to that, I mean, you were talking about it earlier, Modern Magic does seem to really have a good communication and understanding between their midfield goalie combo there. So many times that Ron P and Zaxmack just kind of worked perfectly together. And, you know, in those moments where it's so fast that there's no way that there's communication that can be had, it's just these players have played together enough. They've practiced enough. They know what each other does. So they don't have to talk about it. But the one thing that I want to say, though, is you can never quite count out the KO game on Oni. It's usually not there. It's usually discountable. But looking at the damage that came out in this last game, and especially with THREEZY on that team, you always have to keep in the back of your head, it's like, I'm probably not going to get KO'd, but there is a chance that THREEZY just sort of pops out of the corner, dash punches you or whatever off the edge, and then you're just like, I just got killed in Oni Village. And that is kind of a mental block as well on that one. So, you know, still going to have to be something that Modern Magic is careful of, if not the preeminent concern.
Yeah, it's easy to put on those blinders, especially with just how fast those side lanes can push that core. You really got to sprint your butt over there to make sure that you can catch that thing before it runs straight back to your goalie and sets up a potential score. And having those blinders on as you run towards those side lanes can get you killed. That is effectively dash punch range, is roughly the size of that lane. And Juliet's not the only one with a dash punch combo or a way to kill people off the side. So we'll see. And I have seen THREEZY. I think last season they pulled out a Luna. Oh, I forgot who the other character was, but it was like two characters. You're like, why in the world are these on Oni Village? They pulled out the Luna and another character that was a basically a midfield esque character, and they saw some success. I don't remember if they won that game or not, but it was a wild composition. And THREEZY, very well known for his Luna, kind of sitting on the other side of the field, waiting for you to decide to cross the midline so he can throw a rocket your direction and dash you off with Luna's headbutt. So we'll see if they decide to go that silly route, or if they decide to keep it a bit more, I don't know, standard for Oni Village, like say speed characters, maybe the Rasmus, maybe the Kai. We'll see.
Yeah. The other thing to note, though, is that Modern Magic were the ones to actually pick Night Market, so they lost on their home territory. So if there is kind of some weird play that the Calamities are planning, then that could be why they ended up being the ones to choose Oni Village, especially when they've shown that they're so good at that KO comp. Normally, a team would try to leverage that a little bit more, pick the maps that are a little more KO heavy. And I know take us to the Tycho Temple, for instance, with the bouncers and sort of that midfield constriction there. But instead, they opted to take us to Oni Village. So this could go a few ways with that, where they're planning something, they're devilish with that. We could be seeing that Luna coming out. It could also be though that they're trying to get over the not quite reputation exactly, but that affinity for KO comps, get a little more practice and a little more finesse on that control side of things to make sure that they're not relying too hard on that. But we do see, interestingly enough, here that you won't see it on the stream just yet, but we actually have the Modern Magic team opting for Team 2 on this one. Usually you see people opting for that blue team pick, making sure that you get that first pick secure. But one of the big things on Oni Village is you can secure a really nice duo on that forward midfield, something like a Rasmus Estelle if it's available.
Yeah, getting the Rasmus Estelle on this map would be enormous for either team, realistically. I would imagine Erasmus Band is probably going to come out against Carmine, but Com do get first pick here, so they could opt to ban something else and maybe just steal away the Rasmus for threezybreezy. THREEZY, Rasmus was one of his first. I don't know about first, but definitely one of the brawlers that I remember him working on when he was trying to move away from being mostly an X player. So he has a lot of experience on the Rasmus. He has shown and proven in NASL and other tournaments that Rasmus can stand up to the higher levels of play, and being able to have that ability while also denying your opponent means that Cosmic Calamities could be in for a very serious draft advantage here, which is, like you said, I'm surprised Modern Magic opted for the second pick here. Maybe they'd rather give the first pick over so that they're forced to pick either the Kai or the Rasmus, Kai for the Ron P deny or Rasmus for the Carmine deny, and leaves one open guaranteed for the side of Modern Magic.
Yeah. It could also, I mean, there is a lot of things where, if you want to pick a team that has some synergy and you don't want that interrupted, then you can try and go for that 2-3 pick. But yeah, it is an unconventional choice. But I think of the maps that you would want to take red side for the 2-3, Oni Village is probably the best, just because it allows you so much pressure in sort of deciding the way that the map goes. And then you still have your goalie last for that counter pick. So, if you pick something like Rasmus Estelle, and you're not leaning super heavy into a KO comp, and then you're up against THREEZY and Cardbox, and they're psychos who lock in like a Vice and Luna, and you're like, what, let's have some survivability, lock in an Atlas on that last goalie slot, or something like a Now just to survive. So you still have that third slot flex, but you can really secure a really good team that fits what your idea is of the map.
And with the Awakenings here, Timeless and Catalyst, right? It's going to be very difficult to justify a Timeless pick here from virtually any team because of the Catalyst. So, do you try and opt for a composition that maybe has a better chance in the early parts of the game to try and secure that Egoist? Or do you just try and pick something that your team is more comfortable with and just deal with the possible ramifications of potentially giving Egoist over to the wrong side? Generally, the goalies are the ones that have the top ones, at least in the first set or two. So goalie Egoist Catalyst is very strong. but not as scary, I would argue, as a midfield or a brawler on this map, especially. But if that goalie is, say, Ron P or even Natty on the Kai, being able to eject forward with Egoist, I mean, that is just asking for trouble. So a lot of this game, unfortunately, because of Catalyst, is going to come down to who wins these first couple sets and who is able to secure that Egoist. Because I would expect pretty much everyone here to take Catalyst unless they have an Atlas for some reason, or they're trying to go Timeless Rune for some reason on Oni Village. Even then, I think Catalyst would probably be the standout pick over the Timeless. So we'll see. Plus, if everyone takes Catalyst and that bug happens, Timeless could end up in the draft anyway. So you don't even want to risk that necessarily.
Yeah. Now, the one thing that you could argue is that if everyone's going Catalyst and you pick a creation character, then you have the option to, pick up more creations if people are going for less. But I think even then, most characters that would want Timeless still just like that Catalyst better. But we do see coming out here the Rasmus ban, you called it, was exactly the plan. Deny Carmine that ability to go the Rasmus, deny them the Rasmus Estelle 2-3. And then countered, though, with that Octavia ban from Modern Magic, making sure that there's no opportunity to go like a Catalyst to Octavia. You're trying to brawl her out to kill her or something so that, she can't get her speed. And then he's like, oh, well, you just gave her a bunch of energy. So now not only is she fast, she also has a core flip. So not a bad ban there, and especially on Oni Village speed lanes. But that does mean Kai first up on the pick, and then Estelle on that first on the 2-3. Kind of those big three you were talking about earlier. I mean, those are some of the characters to pick up on this map.
And this is an interesting draft too, because going with the plan that we were talking about, right? You ban the Rasmus or the Kai, and then you pick the other in first pick because they're not going to ban it for sure. So you get the Kai first pick, and they bust out the Estelle because Estelle's just that good on this map. But then they decide to go with the Kazan. I was actually expecting the Drakkar pick because it would have allowed Cosmic Calamities to pick Drakkar, put it on Cardbox or Natty, and then Ron P's left with whatever Ron P has as a tertiary goalie instead of his typical comfort in Drakkar Kai. Looks like they decided to take that risk and allow the Kazan through early and just hope that they didn't pick Drakkar or pray that they think of Drakkar as lesser and don't pick him because of that, and then they get the Drakkar anyway at the end of it all. But it does allow Cosmic Calamities to plan around the basically inevitable Drakkar pick and pick up this Mako Juliet here. So we're going to see the Kai midfield most likely with the Mako behind it, and that's a ton of speed against a team that does not have that similar speed. And if Modern Magic is not able to pick up speed, I fear they could just be straight up outsped on the fastest map in the game. So we'll see how they're able to handle it against Cosmic Calamities composition. But right now, again, I favor Cosmic Calamities drafting here.
Yeah, and one of the other big things here is there's only two people that are playing the same character that they played last game. Most likely we have the Kazan and the Juliet on the same characters that they were on, and so those players are warmed up on them. So they're going to be able to take those out and know the combos on them. But when you swap all those characters, sometimes there's a little bit of adjustments we might see, and especially because THREEZY was doing so well on that Juliet, we did see a lot of good plays from Kazan, but the Juliet ended up winning that game and was so warmed up on it. It was a great warm-up game, so to speak, even though it wasn't a warm-up. So THREEZY's probably going to come out swinging really hard here. And that, THREEZY's already terrifying enough, but when he's going at you Mach 7 with, Silix and Speedgate, and he's also warmed up, I do not want to be on the enemy team.
Yeah, but I will say, Cardbox picking the Kai basically is Diet Octavia in essence, with a little bit of benefits of slightly better scoring pressure, but scoring, anybody can score pressure when they have 1,000 speed, like Octavia has the chance to get to sometimes. So basically going here with the additional speed from Kai, while also having the range presence that Kai has over the more melee presence that Octavia might have, means that Cardbox is still basically running in the same driver's seat as he would be with Octavia. So I don't expect this piloting to be really realistically any different besides maybe longer bouts of no speed.
THREEZY winning the strike where they're open up the goal to Barrage as well, and the dash punch into strike as well. THREEZY not getting the assist on the goal, but might as well have because a goalie cannot save when he is dead.
THREEZY planting the garden. Seeds include Ron P's Drakkar, growing now in a season near you, or in a nursery near you, because holy crap, that man just dug the grave and buried the hatchet at the same time. Dash Punch coming flying in and just basically securing that goal from the beginning, even though not credited with a goal in the all. And the flip coming out here, the Catalyst coming online. Look at these flips. Everyone has it already, but Carmine not able to find it there, but ended up getting the flip from the pass from Zaxmack there, finding the first goal and tying it up here in the set, despite that first goal going the way of Cosmic Calamities.
Yeah, one of the things we saw there, though, was Natty greeting the core flip. We've kind of seen it all match long as well, even on the Atlas last game. Natty really likes to save that core flip for when it's really necessary, but it does mean that sometimes things go through like that. You know, it is always difficult to get that core flip parry out in time. Sometimes better just save it and just go for the, a strike shot, because it doesn't really cost anything. But that is one thing to keep an eye on, especially in the Catalyst start. It's really just who uses the core flip more, because you're going to get it in 2 seconds anyways. And that's 2 barriers, though, going down, and Modern Magic taking another lead here.
Well, that was a crazy, intercept there from Carmine, actually poking it backwards so that Drakkar can interact with the core earlier, and it basically interrupting the pass, and it led to a play. They were able to keep it away from Cosmic Calamities, keep it in the right hands at the right time, and then Zaxmack secures it with the Estelle beam. As they were talking about last series, Estelle, or no, me and Fresh were actually talking about it. Me, Fresh, and a bunch of others were saying how Mako just really, really hates playing against Estelle and Rasmus because they're able to not care about Mako's melee, basically stuffing potential. Like, she can just deal with any melee there, as THREEZY just waits for the bounce off the top, and Ron P, having used the secondary and not having a primary available, just has to watch it go by him as it goes in. But on the point, yeah, Estelle's just really tough for Mako to deal with because she just doesn't care about being close, and so Zaxmack's Estelle is going to be just as much of a scoring pressure as Carmine's Kazan in this game.
Yeah. But the thing is, I think Cosmic Calamities have finally figured out why they're called the Cosmic Calamities. And yeah, a lot of scoring pressure coming in, but just the space glide from Cosmic Calamities being everywhere. You still might be a lot of scoring pressure, but that's only if the core is even on that side of the field. Good aggression, though. Carmine finding a little bit more. Misses the hook, though. Doesn't get quite the connection he was looking for. Good pass from Cardbox. Intercepted by a strike shot from Ron P there. But not quite enough just yet. Mako as well with the ensnare drums. Really nice. Core flip from Ron P forced out there. Natty holding on to the own core flip there. Might look to get it through to THREEZY here soon. Cardbox, though, missing the strike where there. Carmine really good on those. The hook as well back, but not quite enough to stop the core from going to the other side, at least for a little bit. THREEZY has the core flip there, goes to the bottom. I mean, that's just a classic there. You have a core flip, you're basically in line with the goalie. THREEZY doing a little celebration dance there, as, I mean, you just core flip and you basically win there. Really just nicely executed in the macro. The micro was fine there. There was nothing particularly special to write home about, but that macro play of just having the perfect positioning, being in the right place at the right time with the right abilities to do that was just immaculate from Cosmic.
Ooh, this is a tough decision, I think, for Natty, or for Cardbox. The Chrono Boost available, but so is the team player, the legendary team player on the fastest core speed map. And Modern Magic actually get it with Cardbox picking up the Chrono Boost for the speed. So we'll see now that with this team player, it's going to be a lot harder, even with the speed of Cosmic Calamities, when the core is just rocketing past you at Mach 30. Like, your speed doesn't even matter at that point. And so this team player pickup is huge for the side of Modern Magic to try and keep them in this game.
Yeah, it might have been an angle of trying to let that team player to fall to Mako because, with that passive, just instant red core with team player, but it was a little bit greedy, I think, from the side of the Cosmic Calamities there. And they're going to lose one barrier, but they trade one barrier back so far in the set. Going a little bit more. Great pass from THREEZY. Back angle over to Cardbox. Almost dies to the Kazan there, but they do get the barrier. Zaxmack is very low. Great strike war by THREEZY as well. And that's a 30-second exactly goal to bring up into this second set.
That's a pretty classic THREEZY move, in my opinion. Hang out kind of near the goalie and look like you're not really in range. And then at the last possible second, move into strike range. Catch it on the very edge of your strike hitbox and make that score happen to a goalie that just does not see it coming. And unfortunately for Ron P, he did not see it coming. And it's just a very easy goal for THREEZY that maybe shouldn't have been one, but just Good identifying that from THREEZY there, as the flip gets stuffed by the shotgun, and now THREEZY's possibly not long for this world, but so is Zaxmac.
Yeah, the core is very fast from that team player, and yeah, there's a lot of pressure on the Estelle, but almost killing THREEZY there with the Rose Warp, just a little bit more strength on that. But meanwhile, ooh, the Ensnare Drums as well, trying to set something up. THREEZY was looking for the kill, but he's not quite fast enough yet. Karma, in the meantime, dribbling, has the core flip as well. Gets hit away by the Mako, though. Really nicely done. Just Natty defusing the play. Ooh, the Giga gets the kill onto the Estelle. Pass back and forth as well. THREEZY gets it up to Cardbox and puts it into the barrier. And now it's another lead, both in kills and barriers for the Cosmic Calamities. Is what they want. The Dash Punch goes in, sets it up for the barrage, and Ron P, being stunned from the Dash Punch, just can't get up there in time, and Cardbox is able to just walk it right in.
You know what? No one expects the quad pass. The quad pass there, and Ron P just not expecting just that level of commitment to the bit, of just pass until Ron P has nothing left, and then just score a nice easy barrier and set up into a nice easy goal once Ron P spent all the cooldowns there trying to deal with that passing pressure. And just a very clean goal from Cosmic Calamities, and a clean KO means this is looking like a very, very quick set in their favor. But with the flip coming out, they don't have as much of an offense now. The power play is starting to come off. They have one more opportunity, and no, the power play has finished, and they actually end up losing a barrier in the end of it anyway.
Yeah, Cosmic Calamity is trying to hold on to too many resources there, trying to not commit too hard, and on THREEZY has the core flip there in front of the barrier, was hoping to save it for the goal. Dash Punch misses as well. The core flip finally used, gets the barrier. That's what they want. Zaxmac as well, very low. Use the core flip there, very low on health. THREEZY looking for something, but good dodge from the punch, just moving out of the way physically instead of having any energy at all, even in the Catalyst, just forced out of it. Barrier, though, does go down. Zaxmac very low, but not dead yet. Strike shot misses from Natty, but the secondary is good. The Rose Warp takes it down to the bottom. Ron P putting it across, rocketing it with that team player, and Kazan, Carmine, with the just Kazan kit combo there, able to use that ultimate to just send it right through Natty.
That's a tough one for Natty too. Estelle's sitting down there at the bottom. You don't know if Zaxmac's going to commit to try and counter your cross clear there, and so you just have to hit it into your teammate and hope that the Kazan doesn't win the interaction. And unfortunately, Carmine did win the interaction there, not even having to split flip here, but now getting pressured here with the HP. The Kazan, not the highest HP character in the game. And look at Natty just slowly moving over to try and secure that KO. It's chase the Kazan time right now, AJ, as a THREEZY trying to make a score happen here, and Carbox using the flip, but nothing really comes of it. And now with Carmine back on the pitch, nearly full health, well, basically resetting to neutral, but THREEZY trying to make something happen here with the core flip coming up, but not able to happen with the Molten Bolt, but it ends up getting the barrier anyway, and no flip in the corner. Oh, but the no HP means THREEZY has to abandon the play, and we reset back to neutral here.
Yeah, core flip back pass from Natty just to get it out of the way, but sets it up for Carmine there. Unfortunate. Zaxmac dies to a really weird dash punch barrage checkmate there from Cardbox and THREEZY. Really well set up there. Can't really do too much on that one. But the team player in overtime here is sending it at red core speeds all the time. Estelle is now back on the field there, and the strike shot gets it to Carmine every single time. The Ensnare Drums not getting the connection that it needed. The pass not going through. Estelle getting the stun onto Natty, and it's looking like Modern Magic might come back in the point. Natty, though, able to get up there just in time. Past Cardbox, the barrage goes through. Estelle trying to get it forward to Carmine, but it's going to be the back pass to Ron that gets it in the end. And THREEZY trying to set up for this, but it goes through, and the strike shot misses by a hair. Modern Magic ties it up 2-2.
That's twice now that Com looked on the brink of basically taking that set off of what seemed like pretty textbook plays, and then just unfortunately fumbling the bag a little bit, not able to make the conversion happen. And Modern Magic just through a slog of interactions finds the score, and now here's Carmine, and they say, you know what, Com, we're going to show you how it's done. Here's one barrier, two barrier, pass up to the core flip, right into the Kazan's hands, on the goal line, right into the goal. And that's how you take a point. Modern Magic making a statement there. And they have Egoist. Yeah, exactly. It's those first two sets like we were talking about. Making sure you can secure that Egoist. And now, Egoist secured, despite the spark even. This is going to be a very tough game for Cosmic Calamities going forward. Egoist and team player on the side of Modern Magic.
Yeah, but even more speed on THREEZY there. Surprised it's not a Spark of Agility pickup, but it is really nice to get to deny that Stagger Swagger as well, just to make sure that enemies that are low can stay low. And of course, the extra special is always nice on the Drakkar, that Molten Bolt, but it's even more of a deny against that Mako. Selling for the Super Surge in the end, it's not the worst thing on Mako, but it's also not the best.
Yeah, and also we saw Timeless Creator there in the draft, which means another Awakening that has not shown will not be shown if we go to all 5 sets, because Timeless Creator has taken that spot away from it. So I'll be very curious to see what Awakening decided to get left out there, but THREEZY just going on a tirade, using that speed from the lane, getting the size from the Rampage, and saying, this is my game, you guys are in it.
Yeah, absolutely. Just textbook THREEZY right there. Just space gliding around, using the kit just so well. And it almost seems like he was just giving them one set for fun, just to extend the game. And with another Strike War, Ron P not able to clear it past Cardbox and THREEZY together.
The robot overlords have consumed AJ, but it sounds like he's back. And THREEZY just doing another one. I mean, this speed on this Juliet is bonkers. 632 speed in the side lane without striking nearly that much speed while striking the core because of the slick kicks. On top of the on top of the stagger swagger and the 5-stack Rampage now. This Juliet is big, this Juliet is fast, and this Juliet is eating well.
Yeah, and I mean, that's the thing. THREEZY is a speed Juliet, speed demon on it. You know, you usually expect Juliet to build a lot of, damage, try and kill people. THREEZY builds speed, kills people anyways, doesn't matter, he's just that good. Core flip, though, from Zaxmac, countered by another counter flip from Natty. THREEZY having to struggle between getting the kill on Carmine and actually hitting the core there, the classic brawler dilemma. Dash punch really nicely interrupted there by the core flip of Ron P, just stunning up the Juliet. Zaxmac buying a lot of time in this corner, and Carmine is regenerating during all of that. The Giga Blast, though, puts a stop to that really nicely. Natty missing the second part of that primary, but is able to get it cleared in the end.
I will say, if Modern Magic, oh my god, Ron P, if Modern Magic take this point, it's off the back of that split from Zaxmac. It didn't look like that flip was really going to accomplish anything, but what it did is it drew Cosmic Calamities away from Carmine so that Carmine could survive. And now look, Carmine has the flip, pressures them, all 3 of them there, lines up, and Zach is there to line up a perfect beam. And in my opinion, that was off the back of that earlier flip, forcing them to come deal with Zaxmac's attempt at a play rather than go for the KO onto Carmine. And now look at this, Carmine has a flip in a good situation to try and rerun back this set like they did last time.
Yeah, they're looking for the reverse sweep in the set, and they might get it. THREEZY, though, using every single ability in the kit just to stop them from going, and it's going to get the barrier anyways. Heartbreak for the Calamities, but a good defense from Natty so far. Carmine missing the strike after the hook. Dash punch, though, whiffing against Kazan as well. Zaxmac looking very close to the edge, but they don't have any abilities left to actually get the kill.
Both teams. I mean, the Estelle, even the Estelle, because of the Spark of Agility pickups, the slick kicks, when Zaxmac gets these strikes, the Estelle is keeping up, but Dash Punch Flip means that Estelle cannot keep up any longer, being sent to the graveyard and sent to the Shadow Realm, but the pass coming out from Ron P, saved by Carmine. But yeah, they're just not able to make an offense happen despite the power play. The passing and defense from Ron P was too good. I say that and they immediately lose the barrier, but they're still not really at an extreme threat currently for a goal.
Yeah, and the Molten Bolt as well to get things out. THREEZY in the goal, but not with the core. Unfortunately, the Stair Drum's also missing just a little bit. THREEZY going for a bit of an angle. They're trying to get it. The pass back to Cardbox is not enough. They're so close, and this would be the set win. But Modern Magic just isn't letting them have it. Almost perfect piercing shot Rose Warp combo from Zaxmac, but it doesn't get it into the goal. Carmine passes down to Zaxmac, interrupted by THREEZY. Breezy there running forward. Is he going forward? Misses the dash, though, not able to connect with the core. The piercing shot is shot away from Natty, making the core do loops in front of the goal. So close. One tiny mistake. The core flip from THREEZY up to the top, and that is perfect setup. You're a forward. You're in front of the goalie. You have core flip. It's a very simple choice, and THREEZY executes it perfectly.
And Ron P doesn't quite have the range to cover the entirety of the clear there. It's either shoot at the Juliet and mistime it and lose, or try and deal with the close shot and lose to the far shot. And unfortunately, THREEZY chose the far shot, and THREEZY rewarded with stacks on stacks yet again. There is so much speed in this draft. Fighter Flight, stacks on stacks, Knife Edge, all picked up first, despite Big Fish being there for the possible Juliet. But the Deadeye pickup for Estelle with the rapid fire means a lot of damage coming their way. And I've been noticing that Zaxmac's been actually trying to deal damage to THREEZY. to try and remove those rampage stacks and just remove the pressure that THREEZY is able to put on with this much speed. But it's difficult when THREEZY has this Stagger Swagger and now has the stacks on stacks, could eventually just outrun the damage that Zaxmack's able to put out. So we'll see if they're able to convert off that, as Zaxmack is actually the one looking more pressured for damage than THREEZY is.
Speaking of THREEZY there, the double barrier into a nice strike punch strike combo there at the end. Almost has the core flip too, so basically off of the rip next time. One single strike is basically enough to give him the energy he needs. And there it is, one core flip. Not going to use it immediately, going to hold on to it for a little bit, but has it now. The Molten Bolt does get a clear a little bit, but it's not too far along. Carmine doesn't get the perfect Kazan primary. The core flip there is used, defended really nicely by a counter flip from Ron P. Gets it over to Carmine, down, passes to Zaxmack, who uses the piercing shot, but Natty is on the defense, and Natty's not going to fall for that one too easily. Gets the clear all the way over to the other side, but the sort of diagonal corridor in the middle of the map is going back and forth between the goalies. You know, the forwards are doing their thing, the goalies are just passing back and forth each other, but Carmine does get that berry. With the core flip as well into the goal, the piercing shot as well helping out.
Honestly, I don't even know if the ensnare drums would have helped there, because it would have bounced into the corners and back towards the goal. It would have taken the strike of the gods by Natty to clear that. So unfortunately, no ensnare drums now, but I don't think it'll matter too much. This cooldown should come back up before it really begins to matter. But the core flips are starting to come online. This Juliet has this speed now from stacks on stacks, 736 speed in the side lanes. They're basically Octavia by just existing in the sides of this map. Flip coming out from Natty means the play doesn't quite make it into the barrier, and now both teams each have a barrier. Cooldowns attempting to make these plays, but not able to find it. And now it's the speed from Cosmic Calamities that is threatening to take over this game.
Yeah, and I mean, you were saying it earlier, it is the speed map, and that is what they have drafted for. This is the map they picked. THREEZY getting a lot of damage on him, but he's fine. He's living. He has Stagger Swagger. He'll be fine in just a couple of seconds there. Cardbox going for a dribble interrupted by Carmine. The Crystal Thorns as well gets it over, but Cardbox is in control. The kill flip out of THREEZY gets Carmine, catches him completely off guard. A pass from Cardbox interrupted by a nice shotgun from Ron P there. Cardbox has his core flip on the bottom. He's going to go for it now. Stun from THREEZY, not perfectly aligned. They're able to recover from the stun in time for a bit of a great play. The Giga Blast goes a little bit wide, and now Carmine's back on the field. It's still a one barrier advantage for Cosmic Calamities. THREEZY's got the core again, but the shotgun is just on point.
Shotgun is on point, but not too many shotguns ready and available. No rapid fire, no prime time, no cooldowns on this Drakkar. Just a tiny bit of range from the strike shot, and that's it. A hope and a prayer and a Molten Bolt with a Happy Star. Very difficult for this Drakkar to deal with things when no cooldowns are available, and there it is. A pass up to the Juliet means a 50-50 against the Drakkar with no cooldowns, and it's looking low right now. Yeah, it just breaks the ankles.
That was just incredible there from THREEZY. I mean, he keeps going for these cross shots, and Ron P just isn't prepared for them. And I mean, THREEZY just keeps getting away with it, and it's so difficult as the goalie to make that decision. Ron P's making good decisions, even used the secondary to get the speed, but just going right where the Drakkar was. The dash instant flip from THREEZY as well, into the strike, into the punch, into the goal with the Giga from Cardbox behind. Cosmic Calamities taking an amazing last 2 points there. The interactions were completely on point.
Completely on point, and yeah, just like we were saying, the speed just came into play. There was a point where THREEZY was striking the core and keeping up with his own strike, it felt like. Maybe not necessarily in terms of the actual mechanics and speed, but it certainly looked almost inevitable that after the strike, THREEZY would just catch up to it within like a second or less, and that leaves Drakkar with very little option besides to try and shotgun Juliet in the face. But guess who's right behind THREEZY? Cardbox waiting for that shotgun, just pass it right back forward, make the play off the punch or the dash, and Natty able to cover the side means it's... the speed is just overwhelming. Estelle does not have the ability to keep up, especially with her lower base speed than normal. And Kazan can only do so much, because if you don't have anybody forward, you're not going to pressure the Mako. So it was just a matter of the speed eventually overwhelming them, catching up. I mean, look at these redirects on this Julia. It's so rare to see a brawler get a ton of redirects, but THREEZY is one of those brawlers that loves to use that speed to his advantage to basically take over the game, like that solo queue build in a way, that stacks on stacks, trying to get the Catalyst, trying to get the Egoist, and just take over the game by being everywhere all the time. And then the Rampage, meaning that he's big. I mean, cue the Doug song, you know, think big, and THREEZY thought big here and went for the size and the speed, and along with Natty and Cardbox were able to just take it in a very convincing fashion too.
Yeah, I mean, normally if I saw a Juliet that was locked in and then they chose the slick kicks instead of the pummelers, I'd be like, either they are inting or they were AFK and they didn't actually get to choose their gear. But THREEZY, he's the cosmic calamity. He is space gliding. He is doing it all. I mean, those stars are super far apart. You got to go fast to get between them, and he is just zooming along faster than the speed of light through both of your barriers and your goalie into the goal in just absolutely perfect fashion. And I mean, there's no better way to showcase THREEZY at the beginning of this NASL season than, him getting 6 kills in the first game, 4 in the second on Oni Village, and also just being faster than everyone else in the game.
Yeah, that and I was actually surprised that despite the EOS Catalyst being on the side of Modern Magic in the pocket of the Kazan, they were just able to keep it away. And Kazan had very little opportunities to really build up that flip in a meaningful, substantial manner. Oftentimes having to use the flip defensively to just avoid an all-out collapse from the defense. So just not able to use the Catalyst Egoist God combo means that they just didn't feel any pressure. It was very difficult once they got that speed online on the Juliet, the speed online on the Kai, taking the chrono boost over the team player. I thought almost might have been a mistake, but Cardbox proving me wrong, proving that the speed just mattered to keep up, to keep the core away from the side of Modern Magic, and it paid dividends.
Yeah, it was a close game all the way through. And the Magic was modern. They were putting their all into it. But in the end, the Calamity was cosmic. And that will do it for this game.